Brothers and sisters, today's gospel is Mark 1:14 through 20. And this gospel right here is absolutely beautiful because this is where God comes to the fishermen of Simon Peter, Andrew, James, and John, the sons of Zebedee. He comes to them and he says, listen, I know you're struggling over here. Cast your net over there. And they're like professional fishermen. They've done this for years. This is their trade. This is their career. They've done this their entire life. So they question him like, who does this guy think he is before knowing he's the Messiah? Who does this guy think he is telling me to go cast our net? I've been doing this all night, all morning. I'm getting nothing. Whatever. Let me just see. And they just get a huge boatload where they can't even carry all that fish in the net. And this is so profound because then Christ says, follow me. Now, this is beautiful because this isn't a suggestion Christ gave to the apostles, but it was a calling. He was just like, follow me. And now you may have that distinction at first, that question in your head of, but what if I have to take care of my family? What if I'm going to leave over all the security, my identity, the control over my future? And this is the beautiful moment. When the apostles drop their nets, they drop their security, their identity, and that control of what they know, of what they've done their whole life to go follow the Messiah, the rabbi. Now, my question to you is, if Christ asked you to follow him, would you? Now, we all may say, dude, come on. I would absolutely go. Why would I ever question that? You know, when I was watching The Chosen, I said the same exact thing. Peter, how can you ever like think to deny Christ twice? Judas, how can you ever turn your back on Christ and sell him away? Or how could you ever question following him, Thomas? Why are you always doubting him? And I had all these great questions in my head, like, why would you do that? And I thought to myself, wow, who am I to be judging these apostles? They were ordinary men, which is beautiful because God used ordinary men, not someone with high prestige or power, but ordinary men. But I questioned these apostles and I'm like, wow, I would just drop everything. However, this came, God actually did this with me. And it's so profound because I was just talking so much of, why would I ever doubt God? Why would you ever not follow him? But this came at a point in time where my wife and I, we own a social media company. What we do is build personal brands online. Now, I was like, "Ah, how can we build our business? Well, we got to build a personal brand. Okay, so what can I center it around? I started with couple comedy because we're funny, we're humorous, we love spending time together. But then I was like, what if I spread Christian stuff? I'm like, great, I'm a Christian, but more deeply, I'm a Catholic. Like when someone asks you, Father Beard says, like, are you Christian? Yeah, I'm Catholic, right? And I was like, okay, what can I share about Catholicism? I don't know. What if I just talk about the gospel? And look, here I am talking to you today. I never would have thought I'd be here, but I struggled that discernment. I was going through this discernment of, should I post Catholicism? What if I offend people? What if this truth is not what everyone wants to hear? Or what if I don't know enough? What if someone questions me? But most importantly, God, how can I take care of my family if I talk about you? If I share your word with others, how can I take care of my family? And I went through this so much where I went to adoration. I went to confession. I was talking to the priest. I was holding the line up. I was one of those people talking to the priest for a long time. And I just God, like, just please, like, tell me, how can I do this? I trust you. I just had this itch in me, this feeling where God was saying, just follow me, trust me, follow me, trust me. And again, it wasn't a suggestion like the apostles, it was a calling. Follow me and trust me. And I was going through my head of, why would I not trust God though? But here am I. Just go back. Remember, I was like questioning the apostles, like, why would you not follow God? But here I am in my own moment. I was questioning, should I follow him? What would that look like for the business? Would people still want to work with us because I spread Catholic stuff? If I talk about Christianity, I mean, would people still want to work with us? And I was going through this, how am I going to take care of my family, God? And he was just like, trust me. And I took that leap, just like the apostles did. I dropped my nets, my security, identity, control, and things turned out for the best. Where it's just, if you take that initial step of following Christ when he calls you to, not suggest it, great things happen. So again, my question to you is, if Christ asked you to follow him, would you?